I need somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone help. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way.
Kirby's Adventure in Dreamland. Basically the original Kirby, just upgraded here. And the original Kirby was good in itself. The ability to devour and absorb your own opponents was pretty ingenuitive at the time. Just a remake, so it's nothing really new, and the last boss with a time limit is just lame. It's like a shmup, but it's so easy to run out of time, and then there's this 10-second death sequence. So you just have to wait for your own oblivion. It's not fun. Kirby's Adventure 2. This is much more of a disappointment. Much the same as the first one, but with a different story. Not that I can remember what the story was. Who cares? Nintendo cashing in again, eh? They added some new characters. Rick the hamster, some sort of sunfish, and an owl. It's still good though. Pinball Land. More franchise milking here. Just a pinball with a Kirby theme. Annoying control system. Left arrow is the left bumper, and the B button is the right. Why couldn't it just be left for the left bumper and right for the right bumper? It's beyond me. All in all, it's a good travel game, if you're in a car for an hour. Personally, I'd rather eat my own foot. Kirby's Block Ball. This is just Breakout. If you like Breakout, you'll probably like this. This is full cream milking right here. Still good music though. Graphics aren't too bad, but it's still on the original Game Boy. Monochrome for the win. Tilt and Tumble. No idea what this is like really. Probably good if you own the original game and aren't just emulating it like us pirates. Yarg! One of those weird carts with the strange pre-Wii tilting system. What is it with Nintendo and this stuff anyway? Aren't buttons good enough anymore? The sound's there. Still good Kirby music, just terrible quality. Could just be the emulator. I don't really care.
Is that there?
Kirby's Avalanche. Here we get to quite a good game really. It's puzzle bobble, Tetris, colour matching. You know, if you played it before you'll like it. It's just been Kirbyfied. This is actually playing on the hardest difficulty and it's not hard at all. It's still fun to play through, nice music, looks pretty. One of the prettiest of the Kirby games really. One of my favourite of the Kirby series. Definitely the prettiest looking. It reminds me of the old crayon style of Yoshi's Island. He added some shitty heart star system for performing random tasks without really telling you what you're supposed to do. One includes protecting some flowers for an NPC, except when you walk on them you crush them, so naturally I spent the entire level crushing these flowers before being penalised by some sort of weird tulip man. A load of shit. There's 2-player in this one. I never really played it though, never had any friends who wanted to play it. Added some more characters here, some brain slug of a bow, some birds and some sort of cat. Great. Kirby's Dream Course. Not really much idea what this is. Sort of like the worst bits of golf mixed in with the worst bits of snooker. The game's fun enough when you're into it, except the controls are awkward, there's no real description, and it makes me want to cry. The name input system is great, it resembles an archaic MS Paint, great fun. Kirby Superstar. It's like a bunch of mini-game adventures. Really quite good, this. Lots of new enemies to engulf. Fighter Kirby and Ninja Kirby are always good. You could always make the enemies that you engulf into your allies rather than just absorbing their powers. Good idea, that one. A load of the mini-games in that the series is known for. Probably should have mentioned that sooner. Oh well.
year is 2001. The world is a very dangerous place.
Rainbow Six Roguespear is the second game released in the Rainbow Six series and was created by Red Storm Entertainment. Red Storm are probably known most famously for the creation of the Ghost Recon series, and they did get pretty boned by Ubisoft. I remember as a child I bugged my parents for the best half of a year to buy it for me. On the day they caved in and gave it to me like I rightly deserve, I started playing religiously every day for the next 4 years. I'm pretty sure the only thing that kept me going was the thought that if I stopped, I'd most likely end up sitting in a pool of my own piss whilst masturbating into my own mouth. Of course, with every game there are a few problems, and aside from the fact it was released in 1999, we probably should disregard the poorly constructed graphics. The native resolution was also a giant issue, primarily due to games not having native resolutions. If played in anything other than 640 by 480, any additional helpful features, such as weapon selection, was made impossible due to the complete disappearance of anything resembling a health bar. Such a piss-poor resolution makes aiming extremely difficult unless your target happens to be about 5 feet in front of you, but by this time you usually end up abandoning all hope, so decide to shoot yourself or one of your teammates in the process of trying to retain some sort of dignity. So far, all I have done is slag this game off, but trust me, I love this monstrosity. Most notably is the ability to kit your character out with the most ridiculous amount of novelty items, one being something that looks like it came straight out of a Stargate episode, in which the overzealous hero face-planted a block of steel and created a device with the ability to detect the human heart. This combined with non-linear maps and the ability to plan out the course of your teammates means you always find fun even in the most depressing of missions. The thought of up to 8 people dancing around whilst you take the biggest motherfucking gun you can get your hands on and consult the cunt hostages on why they are inevitably going to die just for your self-satisfaction seems fun to me. In fact, here I am choosing the biggest pile of shit I can find, so when I shoot the terrorist from point-blank range, I feel gratified in knowing that I just utterly owned him. There are 2 things I will always remember about RS, one being the ability to change from first-person to third-person view at the push of a button. This gave a great tactical advantage for looking around corners, but plays like a lawnmower, being controlled by a man, sitting at a desk, using a series of strings, pulleys, and various other mechanical attachments, just to point in the general direction you wish to go. The second memorable feature is what I like to refer to as the glitch. The glitch was a manoeuvre which occurred when the player climbed a ledge and pressed the crouch button midway through. This would cause the character to either slowly move back, or if pressed again, give the player the ability to climb through walls and even through mid-air. This was made more entertaining by the lack of understanding the online community had towards patching, thus making online play ever so more interesting. Even though I've been slagging this off in its entirety, there is pretty much only one thing left to say. It's fun. You know that word fun? What existed before the prospect of weapon unlocked and ranked servers? In the world when release dates actually meant something and skill wasn't gained every time your guild wanted to raid a dungeon. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Here's a video I created earlier.